I thought it might be fun to do a brand focus video. It's something I see a lot of people do, and I've never done it before, and I thought, why not do what everyone else is doing? And seriously, when I started to think about this, I thought, okay, yeah. Who would I do? And I went through my foundations. That's where I started. And I figured pretty quickly there's not a single brand that I could do top to bottom that checks every single box, which is kind of interesting. I have a lot of makeup, not a lot compared to many people on YouTube, but I feel like I have more than your average person. And yet the only brand that comes close to doing top to bottom brand focus is Charlotte Tilbury. And this surprised me quite a bit because Charlotte Tilbury is not my favorite brand. But I think it goes to the fact that I keep on trying with Charlotte Tilbury. It's a brand I really wanted to like, and I kept on going to and trying one thing, trying another thing, trying the other thing. In the end, I have put together here almost entire face of Charlotte Tilbury. I did use my own concealer, my own bronzer, and my own mascara, but everything else is Charlotte. I am the Hooded Lid. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my focus on Charlotte Tilbury. And neighbors are having some work done, so I had to have my door shut. I've never shot this with the door shut during the day, so the light's a little different, and you might hear the tree trimmers anyway, and I apologize for that in advance. So first off, this is kind of a throwback now that she has a new one. This was the first foundation that I bought when I started getting back into makeup. I never told my story fully, and I should probably do one of those videos, but I kind of stopped. I gave up on makeup because I couldn't find a foundation that didn't make me look like my body and my head were detached. Everything was just too yellow, and I was over it, and I just kind of stopped. And then I would, I'd do like a little smudged eyeliner and a little mascara, which would always smudge. And I don't know, I just kind of went through a long stage. Now I'm just going to check. So when I bought this, at first I was so thrilled because I finally got a foundation. I'm getting back into the mix. But I think I found that, I don't know, it was just okay. The first week or so, couldn't wait to wake up and put my makeup on, and then I found some other things. And I found this to be, I don't know, a little drying. And a few weeks ago, I started pulling out all my foundations to see what I can jettison. And I tried several things on again, and this one of them. And I thought, you know what? This would be nice for evening. Because at evening, you're not going to wear your sunscreen, and this will give you a nice matte finish. It does have a very pretty look, it does. I just find that it is a little drying for my taste, even though I have lots of moisturizers on and a moisturizing sunscreen. But here we go. Just going to put a little under the eyes. It blends in very nicely, I think. Hard to tell because the light's different, but yeah. Blends in very nicely. It's not a bad match at all. So thumbs up if it weren't for the fact that it's a teeny bit uncomfortable. I'm going to let this set up and move on to the eyes. When it comes to Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows, I'm not a fan of her palettes. It seems to me that most of her four pans are all shimmer. There's nothing matte. And I am hooded. I just can't do that. I did buy one of them because I was seduced by its beauty. I got home, I put it on, and I'm like, what the hell? I kind of look like the Tin Man on my eyes. It was so unflattering. Her big ones, I'm not even interested. Again, just not enough matte action for me. And yeah, I think that's all there is. However, these I kind of like. I have 3 colors. I brought down 2, but this is the color I go to. I find that this is such an easy one and done, and it's really an interesting color. Get it somewhere my foundation isn't. I'm not sure if you can see it here, but there's some dimension in this color. Just dotted on sloppy. get a brush. This is kind of like a 217, but it's the Wayne Goss, and it is Goat. And for me, this is just an easy way to get some depth around the eyes, to bring some kind of attention to it, but it's so fast. The staying power is okay. I think yesterday, I don't know, I felt that it kind of all went away by 5 o'clock. I did a test run yesterday on this. So a good 6 hours. Nothing spectacular. And I think that's actually a pretty easy, fast, good, fine look. I really like these for their ease, for their one-and-done-ness. Brows. There's hardly anything left in this brow pencil, but this is nothing interesting. It's just the triangular. You see it everywhere. I have it in a NYX. The color's better than the NYX. Spoolie that broke. What's interesting is in the middle is this beautiful highlighter color. That's what makes this special. Is it so special that I would take this over the NYX? No. And there's just a nub left. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get anything out of this. Wow, it's hot. It was 94 yesterday. It's supposed to be a chilly 90 today. And my neighbors are having some trimming done, so I have to have this door closed. I don't know if it's good or not, because I guess I'm keeping the heat from coming in, but there's no air. It is just warm and dead. So there it is. It's nothing special. The color is good. Boom. Next they're going in with the eye pencil. This is a really pretty color. I really, really like this color, but I find that unlike my Marc Jacobs or even the Urban Decay, this does not set. It smudges back and transfers. If you're hooded, that's a problem because it transfers up to your crease. I'm just going to lay this on kind of thick, and I'm going to smudge it with my fingers. And then I'm going to try not to open my eyes. I do like this color. It's kind of a grayish black. And it makes for a very pretty look without a doubt. It's just this formulation, not so great. One thing I really do like is their pressed powder. I'm going to take my Wayne Goss brush and do a little powdering around the cheeks, where I'm going to put some blush in a minute. I would say if you have normal skin, you probably don't need to powder this foundation, but I do have a lot of moisturizers, and I also have an emollient sunscreen. And while I feel this is a little tightening and drying on me, it's not fully dry. There's a little bit of tackiness. It's not the foundation. It's not it. It's me. Right here, I didn't powder, and I love this highlighter. This, since I bought it, it's pretty much been the only thing I've used. It just, to me, it's very subtle. I've heard people say it's not subtle. I think it is. And it's a great color for my skin tone, so it just looks like highlighter. You don't see a whiteness underneath it. And this is already transferred, this liner. So I'm just going to smudge that out and pretend that I meant for it to happen. Aha! There's now 2 chainsaws going. Yay! Blushers. I know a lot of people love her blushers. I am not a fan. I think I bought and returned at least 2, and this is the only one that I know of that doesn't have shimmer in it. I prefer a matte, and if I want some shimmer on it, I can do a topper. I could do something else. I do love the Hourglass, but this is not like a glow like the Hourglass. They're are, in some of them that I've had anyway, I can see the little specks of shimmer. So this one I think is matte, and I'm just going around the pink on the outside. I'm not doing the pop color in the center. And then I'll just take the center and put it right on the cheek as she says we should, and wish me luck. And wow, that sound. There's a couple of, I have one more thing, and that is lips, of course. Her lips are, this formula is one of my favorite mattes. I wish she had more colors. It's a moussey matte, and it's very comfortable. It lasts for a long time, but it does transfer a little bit, like it'll get on your coffee cup. I like the matte look, I like that it lasts for a long time, and I like that it's comfortable. My lips are very dry right now. The weather's so dry, so it's a little chapped, in fact. So I did have a little bit of this stuff on. It might not adhere as well, but I'll be right back. I'm going to finish this up. I didn't want you to see that. For concealer, I bought and returned her magic wand, or whatever magic thing it was. It creased immediately in my trough. Now, I have a deep trough, and I have puffiness, and I have lines. I have it all. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying everything else I have doesn't do that within 15 minutes. It at least is polite enough to wait for several hours. So that's a no. I like the NARS. I don't have her bronzer. I know a lot of people like the bronzer, but I just never did it. So I'll be doing the Hourglass, and I'll be back with a finished look. I'm going to go in with this little highlighter, which is very pretty, I have to say. I don't know if it's different than maybe the highlighter in her Bronze and Glow, but it is lovely. And that is about it. This is my Charlotte Tilbury Focus. I did my own concealer, my own bronzer, my own mascara, and the rest of it is hers. And it's really not a bad look at all. But the products, I think I've already told you, but just to round it up, the foundation's a little drying to me, but I think it might be really nice at night. It's okay, and it's not a bad color. These eyeshadows I think are brilliant. They're so easy, they're so fast. This color is the one I love the most because it's just one and done. The pencil moves all over the place. It does not set. It's a no. The blush is fine. There's nothing special about it. I'm keeping it because I don't have a blush in this color exactly, so it's fine. Charlotte Tilbury is a brand I really wanted to love. I bought a lot of product and returned a lot of product, thank you very much Nordstrom's, because nothing was really working for me. Do I love it? No. Do I think it's a good basic color? Yes. This powder, I adore. This is a beautiful powder. It might be the prettiest powder I have. Right before Charlotte went into Sephora, she raised her prices 20%, and this went from $35 to $45. And I guess also because it's a compact, it's just not something that I think of pulling out that often. I have my by Terry powder that I really like, and that's the one that stays here. But this is absolutely a beautiful powder. This highlighter is absolutely my favorite. I think I got it in the spring sale, and I have pretty much been using it non-stop. I don't wear highlighter every day, but when I do, this is the one I've been wearing for my skin color. I love this. I love that it's not too much. I love that you don't see white. I think it's beautiful, and love. And this formula of a liquid matte is my favorite. Other companies make mattes like this. Giorgio Armani does one, and Burberry does one. And none of them actually have a range that excites me too much. If I can find a formula I like, that's great. But I'm also looking for colors that are just a little bit different. And Charlotte doesn't really do that in any of her lipstick formulas, and certainly not in this one. But I do love this formula, and I do think this particular color is a little different. And that's it. That's my Charlotte Tilbury brand focus. I hope I didn't talk too much. I have a feeling I did. But I wanted to tell you my feelings about each of these products. Let me know what your favorite Charlotte Tilbury is, and let me know, have you ever come across a brand that you wanted to love more than you actually did love? That's it for me. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come back again. In the meantime, I am wishing you a great day.